Hey guys, it's Bruce again from GigBookingSecrets.com. I wanted to share with you a really good tip on how to break into 2 markets at one time, okay? Now, the strategies I advocate and that I talk about a lot in the book that I'm writing involve making sure that you have a good proven in a market before you actually go there. Too many bands waste their time traveling to play at clubs that they can't possibly promote at, and they have no reason to think anyone's going to be there anyway. So before you travel, I always advocate having an in the market. The other thing I advocate is taking a systematic approach to what markets you select. I like to pick markets that are closer to each other when I'm first trying to book a band and swap shows because it's easier to travel, okay? But the concept I want to talk about now, I want to talk about a very specific one I call brokering, and it's a way to get yourself into 2 markets at one time, okay? And this is a technique I used to do whether I was either routing some bands or especially if I was hooking up 2 other bands in order to make sure I could get my band into 2 new markets. And the brokering concept is very simple. I'm going to take the Tampa, Miami, Orlando 3 markets as an example. So I'm in Tampa, and let's say I have, the Gig Booking Secrets band, right? And I know that in Tampa I draw very well. And I go a lot into detail in the book about how to actually build your draw. But let's say I can draw 150 heads in Tampa. What I would do is I would find a band in Orlando that could draw at least 100 or 150 heads in their market. And then I would also find a band in Miami, in the South, that could draw 100 to 150 heads in their market. And then I would broker a swap. And what I would do is I'd call the band in Orlando, say, hey, why don't you play in Tampa or Miami? And then call the band in Miami and say, hey, I can hook you up if you swap with this band in Orlando. The only thing I want in return is a slot on both your gigs, okay? So that way, I get 2 markets in front of about 300 heads that I couldn't have gotten into any other way. Okay, so that's brokering deals. Okay, so even if maybe your band's on hiatus or it's a market you can't go to right away, see if you can pool your contacts from across multiple markets and start brokering deals so that people owe you slots on their shows. Okay, or, and most importantly, try to close the deal and get your band confirmed and booked on both shows that you're brokering for. Okay, and that is one of the fastest, easiest ways, no joke, to expand your band into 2 markets at once, okay? And possibly keep yourself from paying either band back with a show in your own market. I want you to stay tuned for more tips, okay? I'm going to make sure that your band will dominate your scene. And by the way, I'm writing a book. It's called Gig Booking Secrets Revealed, and I'm going to lay everything out. I'm going to spill the beans on the behind the scenes. Make sure you watch out for it.